61 degrees already at 9:43. What are we doing up so late, T-Rex? Oh, we've been watching a coronation. More on that later. Well, this is different. Beautiful blue sky, sunshine, air is coming in from the northwest, which is best. Downsloping wind in Boston should get us to near 70 degrees today, and the first sailboat of the season is in. Yes, we are making great progress. After 7 days in a row of rain, we now have technically, oh, look at that. There's a crow buzzing an osprey, I think, up there. How am I supposed to do the weather when I'm distracted by all these things? King Charles, Red Sox, and Celtics both winning in Philadelphia. That osprey says, like, get out of my face, will ya? Oh, this is great. I don't know if you can see it. I can't really focus. I had an osprey yesterday. 2 days in a row with ospreys. Wow. Oh, where were we, Rex? Oh, yeah, talking about the weather. What's the weather going to do? It's going to be beautiful all weekend. But if you look at the weather map, there's a huge area of not nice weather kind of coming in our direction. I think all that's going to do is bring us some clouds tomorrow, but we should stay on the dry side. The big question of the week is going to be coming up is, where is the high pressure going to be stronger, to our north or to our south? And signs say to our north. So that means we're going to stay low humidity, and the storms or weather systems crossing the nation should mostly miss to the south. So we're not going to get hot here. Yesterday it was record warm at the Arctic Circle. Very unusual weather pattern. This morning we had some record chill, especially in California. So it's kind of upside down. Let's go to the 500 millibar chart first, because upper level low that's been over us for a week is breaking in half. And half of it is going from east to west across Canada. I don't know if I've ever seen an upper low cross Canada from east to west. That's fascinating. And beneath that, there's a ridge coming from west to east. Also fascinating. And it looks like at the very end there, it looks like some very hot weather could form as the ridge builds into Canada. And so we're going to see some pretty interesting weather happening. Even though it's going to be so boring in New England, the weather overall, globally, nationally, is rarely boring. And where it's been record warm, in parts of the Northwest, it's going to start to snow again. Should I show you the snow map first? Okay, let's just go to the snow map first, because I've already put myself in that position. Look at all that snow accumulating in the west. Where it's been record warm, we're going to see some more record late snow. Oh, by the way, speaking of snow, yep, 37 inches of snow at Mount Washington since that heat wave 2.5 weeks ago. Ended on about April 22nd. Since then, it's been snowing and cold, and wow, Tuckerman Ravine must be packed today. Anyhow, let's go. What else have I need to show you? How about just going right to the Boston 14-day? There is a dent in the heat there. It doesn't show much rain next week, and there's still kind of a debate how much rain we're going to get. I would say tomorrow we get some clouds, and then Monday, maybe a couple of showers, as the boundary between real warm air and kind of seasonable air sets up right over New England. But I think overall, high pressure to our north is going to keep us nice and low humidity and mostly dry for the next week and a half. After all, we've had 2 weeks of rain. Nothing in the gauge this morning. Yesterday was pretty interesting coming back from Cape Cod, and I'll talk more about my rescue garden antics here in a second. Yes, I am going to put in my tender vegetation. If I can find it at the nursery, I'm going to put in tomatoes and peppers and anything. I'm not worried about any frost anymore here in the Northeast, even though Dad always said, wait till Memorial Day, but he never actually followed his own rules. So I'm getting the garden going. That'll bring smiles. Speaking of bringing smiles, not only did the Red Sox and the Celtics both win in Philadelphia, I don't care what you say about the English monarchy. Anything that can bring thousands or millions of people together and make us, or them, smile makes me smile. we're so torn with things to fight over. Can't we just enjoy something for a change? And I did enjoy watching it rain in London this morning at 58 degrees and thousands or even millions of people having a reason to smile. I know there's a lot to make fun of there, but the fact that we can organize ourselves to do something so beautiful with such pageantry and the flyover, it's heartwarming in my opinion. So I'm just going to leave it there. Something to smile about. A weather pattern here, and the fact that we can mow our lawn this week. Look at that. All kinds. Everything's going to seed too. All of a sudden, can you see the seeds? Oh, watch out. Yeah, see the seeds? So anyhow, let's plant the seeds of happiness and just try and find something to smile about. Guess what I'm going to do today? I'm going to bring my paddleboard down there, and I'm going to wear shorts and some booties, and I'm going paddling. In this springtime weather, you got to watch for a sea breeze to develop, but there's enough of a gradient. I think the northwest wind is going to keep coming, and with a full moon. Oh yes, by the way, Peter, thank you for sharing the moon on Cape Cod and the surf. Surf, ski weather. 3 ski areas are open today. Sugarbush, latest in 20 years. Jay and Killington. There were actually some powder turns this morning. So today is the pinnacle of the combination of surf, ski, weather. I know I say that all the time. And that is a gorgeous boat right there. It's not Leif's boat. I thought it was Leif's, but it's not. I don't think it is. But next week we should have a lot more boats. See ya! May 5th, little update. Bert's asparagus is up. Bert planted this about 30 years ago. Went to heaven about 6 years ago. It's now Bert's community garden, where Angela has started her segment of the garden. Then comes over here, it's some old garlic, and then we come into Tim's rescue garden. And I thought this rose was a goner years ago, but obviously it's doing great. And get a bunch of lilies. Hopefully there's some tiger lilies in there. I'm not sure about that hydrangea. And then we took a hydrangea from my mother-in-law's, put it in here where there was a butterfly bush that is going to Jenny's house. So I'm moving things around, and a pile of leaves looks much bigger now than it's going to be. It's going to shrink. There's mostly air, and it's going to turn into hopefully worm chow. All those leaves were over there. I hadn't raked that out good for years, really. This thing's going to go where I'm going to put this hydrangea out front where my mother had hydrangeas a long time ago, and there are now some tulips. I have to wait for them to go by. You may remember this project from last spring. I still haven't taken care of the gardening part of it, so I'm going to take all those weeds out. And tulips already have such a short flowering span. I'm going to let them go another few days. Nice that the rabbits saved me some, because it's probably pretty hard for them to get up there. And the cranberry I rescued last year from Annie's Crannies, it's alive. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but we've got alive cranberries too. 2 o'clock, just getting back into Weymouth, and drier air and beautiful blue sky coming in from the northeast. It happens. What is it, too hot in the sun, Steve? We'll take it. Drier air came in from the northeast. Bluest sky since last Friday. So we're on a roll of nice Fridays, but the difference is we're going to keep it going over the weekend. Yes, it's going to be a fun weekend to work in the yard. Going to kind of move things along here. That hydrangea that's on Cape Cod was right there. So I've made room that I can move that down and that over, and just keep on expanding the compost situation, getting ready for more plantings. I think it might be safe to put the tomatoes in early. Make the call on that, like today, tomorrow. Major pruning there. And Leif put his boat in. He said he was going to put his boat in first week of May. There it is. I already said that, didn't I? Steve, you were right. It's practically 30 Celsius in the sun. Yeah, gorgeous. But on the sunscreen, what a weekend. Lettuce is going to grow about 7 inches. All right, now for real. Talk to you tomorrow.